You're listening to The Squeeze, Tony Pasquesi, Frankie Bacalars, and we're honored to have Athlete of the Week for men's hockey, Bud Winter, after a phenomenal week last week. He had like 3 goals, he had a couple assists, and thanks for coming on, Bud.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's good to be on.
Yeah, so when I was looking for your name, I typed in Bud to the Gmail. We all like share an email account, and nothing popped up. So I had to go searching. It's William. Your name is William Winter. But Bud, it's such a fun name. Where the heck does it come from?
So yeah, no one really knows me as William. Everyone's known me by Bud ever since I was a little kid. It started with my dad. I'm actually the third, so my name is William Joseph Winter the third, and my grandpa's name is William. My dad's name is William, and so my dad works in the bond department industry, and he was working on the stock floor, and um, he went by Bill because that's a common name, obviously, to go by if your name is William, and it just wasn't working out. Like there was a lot of Bills and Jills, and next thing you know, his nickname's Bud because Anheuser-Busch is in St. Louis. My dad likes to casually have a few beers. So next thing you know, he's going by Bud, and then it just ended up sticking for me. So I love it. It's different. Some people are like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Bud." They're like, "What?" "Bud." So sometimes the occasional when I go to like pick up something, they're like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "William." I don't want to answer the question 3 times. They're like, "Bud, Bud." I'm like, "Yeah, guys, it's not that weird. Come on."
Not that weird. But you're from St. Louis. I'm from Chicago. You a big St. Louis sports guy?
Yeah, I am. I love the Cardinals.
Oof.
Love the Blues. Um, yeah, they're so fun to go to the games, and especially the Blues winning the first cup a few years ago. That was a blast. But yeah, St. Louis sports are cool, and we don't really like Chicago, but I'm not one of those crazy super fans where I hate everyone else. I just love to watch good sports, I guess.
Gotcha. And then one more question before we really buckle down and talk some hockey.
Yeah, we're so good.
Good at hockey. No, but what's your opinion? Are you still a Rams fan, or is football just not a sport for you
It's
anymore?
a soft subject for my family. We actually, me and my cousins shared season tickets growing up as kids, and we had great seats right behind the end zone, second row. We would go to all the games. We loved it. My cousins are big football guys. All of them played in college. I never played, but I always loved going to the games. It was so fun. My grandpa actually had season tickets from day one when the Rams were there. So kind of sucks for our family, but I was never really a big football fan, but I would go to the games. So now, yeah, I'd say I'm not really a Rams fan or a football fan, to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
They kind of lost a lot of respect in St. Louis. It was cool when we got the Battlehawks for a little bit in the XFL, but that was a short stint. But hopefully that comes back soon because it looked like people had a lot of fun in St. Louis with that.
Yeah. It's St. Louis. It's a nice market. But so you're from St. Louis, then you went to juniors, you played up in St. Cloud. Is that kind of what had you ending up at St. Mary's? Like, were you familiar with the MIAC because of your time in St. Cloud?
I've actually been talking to St. Mary's ever since my first year of juniors, which was in Texas.
Oh, wow.
And actually the coach of the Junior Blues, which is a junior hockey team in St. Louis at the rink I grew up playing in, the head coach went to St. Mary's actually. So I've been familiar with St. Mary's, and there's actually a few alumni in that Junior Blues organization that went here as well. So I've been familiar with St. Mary's. I came on a visit around this time last year because St. Cloud's obviously only a few hours away, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, after that, I just fell in love with it and decided I wanted to come here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And right away, Coach Egan thrusts you onto the first line up there with Stang and Stoyanich. Stang's going to be gone next year. Who do you think's gonna pop up into that first line with you two?
I don't know. It's been a blast. I feel honored to be able to play with those two guys right away, and I think it took us a little bit to get going, but hopefully we can keep running with this the last couple of games of the season. But yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. We have a great team. We're young, and it's gonna suck losing Stanger on the left wing, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then a question that kept popping up, and I don't know. I was thinking about Anthony Davis because we always heard about Anthony Davis. Like in high school, he was a really small guy, and he was a point guard. And then he grew up. He had a growth spurt. Now he's 7 feet tall. and he still has those point guard skills. You are a big guy, especially for D3 hockey, and you clearly have the skills. You're almost leading the team in scoring. So did you hit a growth spurt, or have you always just been like a big forward?
Yeah, I actually was pretty small in high school. Like my freshman and sophomore year, I was probably, I don't know, 5'10", 5'8", 5'9", $150, $160.
Wow.
And every year I just kept growing a little bit and a little bit. Like I probably grew an inch last summer. Like I've kept growing and growing. Like my first year of juniors, I was probably 6'1". Second year, I was probably like 6'2", and then like one summer I just grew like 2 inches, and I'm 6'4". I think I'm done, but yeah, it was weird to, especially going from AAA hockey to junior hockey, having to kind of change your role a little bit, becoming more of a physical guy. I was never really like that. I'm still not super physical. I wish I could add more of that to my game, but yeah, it was a big transition going from being a littler guy to all of a sudden I'm usually one of the biggest guys on the on the ice almost every time I step on the ice. But yeah, it's been a little weird, but it's kind of nice being able to be that big guy out there.
Hey, you were talking about junior hockey. You said before that you're a 22-year-old freshman. Is like obviously that idea is a little foreign to you and I, the junior hockey route. Is that something that you knew kind of like your whole life you were going to have to take in order to get to the college level? Or is it like, was it something you decided as a senior in high school, or kind of what was the story behind your decision to go junior first?
It's a great question. Yeah, a lot of people aren't really too familiar with it. It's kind of weird for outside of hockey, but yeah, it was probably around junior year of high school, sophomore year of high school. I was like, either you got to be the top 1% and just be absolutely amazing at 18 to go right away, and I wasn't. So I went to Corpus Christi, Texas for a little bit. And then I was back in St. Louis for a little bit. And then I was in Brookings, South Dakota for a little bit, and then ended in St. Cloud. So yeah, it was a long journey. It was really cool. I got to meet a lot of people, but yeah, I kind of realized probably around 16 that I wanted to keep playing hockey. I just wanted to play NCAA hockey, and it was the right route, and I'm happy where I ended up.
So yeah, I remember my freshman year, I was talking to Tucker Chapman, and he was trying to explain to me all the junior Canada leagues. And we talked for like 30 minutes, and I didn't retain any of the information. He was explaining like all the tiers and all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, sure, dude.
Yeah.
I never ventured out into Canada. I stayed in the US, but yeah, there's so many different avenues and leagues, and it's really cool because people let you into their house, billet families. You live with a family in town. They feed you, they give you a place to stay, and you keep, like, I still talk to my billets. They still text me every once in a while. So it's kind of like you make a second little family, and it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, and I've been hearing, I listen to Chicago sports radio all the time, and Patrick Kane just hit that big milestone. I'm now forgetting what it was, of course. But he played for the London Knights, I think, and I've heard that name come up a whole bunch of times. Is that like the top juniors league over there, or like what's the best league?
So in Canada, that's a junior league where you can't play college after, like you get paid. So it's technically called major junior. Okay. So they get paid, the top guys make a good amount, the bottom guys make just enough kind of to feed themselves and live and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so if you went and played major junior, you can't play NCAA hockey. So like with the leagues that I played in and everyone on our team, obviously, you don't get paid. Okay. Most of the leagues you don't have to pay, but you don't get paid. So once you get paid, your NCAA eligibility is out the door. So yeah, it's the top league. It's the top major junior league in Canada, if you will. So yeah, it's an unbelievable league. There's a lot of NHL talent that comes from there. A lot of guys who get drafted and can't make it in the NHL right away usually go play there because they know they're going to be in the NHL in a few years.
Gotcha. And you played in the NAHL. which is a top U.S. league. And you were on the St. Cloud Blizzard. I'm repeating what I just saw on whatever hockey website I'm on. Again, we're not hockey experts, but I noticed that you played like 40 games and you only had 9 goals, but you were much more of a facilitator. You had like 16 assists or something like that. And this year, in under 10 games, or maybe just around 10 games, you already have 5 goals. So is your role a little bit different from juniors now on the Cardinals?
Yeah, it's just junior hockey is so much different. I mean, they're similar and different at the same time. And I don't really know. I think I've just gotten some bounces. I've gotten a lot of opportunity here so far, and pucks have just been going in the net, which is great. But last year was a tough year. Also, our team wasn't very good. We struggled a little bit. So maybe that wasn't. I couldn't answer your question. I wish I could have scored more in juniors. We always wish we could, right? But yeah, I don't really have an answer for that, to be honest with you. Just getting the bounces here, and just really, really grateful to be with 2 great line mates and just pucks going in the net. So it feels good.
Yeah, I was just about to say it could possibly be Stoyanich and Sting.
Yeah,
what have you learned from those 2 guys?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I actually live with Tommy off campus.
Oh, cool.
So we became pretty tight. We hung out a lot. We still hang out a lot. So yeah, it's obviously been a super weird year. With first semester basically just practicing every day, no games. I was able to learn a lot of the systems and kind of the culture around St. Mary's hockey. So that was actually really good for me. And I was also coming off an injury. So if the season would have started as scheduled, I probably wouldn't have been able to play the first part of the year because I had surgery this past summer on my ankle. So the last couple months, like first semester was really good for me to be able to keep rehabbing my ankle and get ready to full strength. So that was really good for me. And I learned a lot from those guys. They've been awesome.
Yeah, that's great. It's like an extended kind of preseason thing. And,
it sucked, but it was also a little blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And we talked, yesterday on the show, Sunday on the show, about how frustrating it is that, the MIAC didn't allow championships. There's not really any awards. How did you had a good season. You're having a good season. How did you keep that motivation up? How did you keep going, even though there really was nothing to play for?
Yeah. When we found out that obviously the guys were bummed out, it always sucks to hear that you can't really play for a trophy or a championship or a banner or something fun like that. But I think the guys were just so anxious to get ready to play. And when you play teams in the MIAC, I don't really know it that well, but I'm already getting the rivalries, and you want to beat St. Thomas. Like we play St. Thomas tonight. We want to beat them so bad. It's going to be the last time we play them. I think it's playing for the guys on the team, playing for each other, just wanting to go out and win a hockey game. We're all so competitive that you could probably throw us on a pond and say winner gets a case of beer or something, and we're probably still going to try to beat the hell out of each other. So I think it's just the competitiveness and playing for each other and just wanting to beat the other schools. But I think our team's done a great job of staying on task and being smart and being able to keep the season going. There's been a lot of teams that have fallen into quarantine, some tough bounces. We had to do it a little bit, but it's been a tough road, but I think we're doing a great job.
Yeah, so Anthony and I, we've been trying our best to learn hockey, and more importantly, the hockey lingo. So why don't you give us? We know Geno's apples, Bar Mexico. Why don't you give us something? Give us a new one.
Oh, geez, Geno's sauce. I like
sauce.
That.
Okay.
Sauce, like a saucer pass.
Okay.
On the ice, like when you throw it a little in the air.
Oh, I know. Suey.
What's a
Suey pass?
Oh, okay. What's that?
That's when you give like some guy a pass where you like kind of line him up to get hit.
Yeah, he's just gonna get
he's gonna get lit up.
Gotcha. Okay, and then give us one more, and then I have a serious hockey question.
A lot of guys throw around the word beauty. That's a big
oh yeah,
I've heard that one. Yeah.
Beauty.
He's a beauty. Yeah, Alec Rude. He called everybody a beauty. That was his thing. He did the play-by-play last year. But the serious hockey question, it's kind of in the same vein, but like as we talked about, we want to start watching hockey and be more informed hockey viewers. So as someone who doesn't know that much, I want some advice. Like, what should we be looking for? It's not always the puck, it's not always who has the puck. Sometimes it's the movement outside, but like, what is it? If there's one thing to improve our hockey viewership, what would it be?
Yeah, I would say don't know. I've never been asked this question before. That's kind of a good question. I might have to think about it a little bit and get back to you. But right off the top of my head, I would probably just say like anticipating like what you think's gonna happen. Like, because like when we're on the ice, we're thinking like if I'm on the wing and Stang's got the puck, I'm like thinking, where do I have to go to be the best option for him, or where do I have to go to help him? Like you hear coaches all the time say like the guy without the puck's the most important guy because he's becoming an option or doing something to help the guy with the puck to create an option. So I would say probably just like trying to anticipate or like think about what's going to happen next or watch the other guys on the ice and what they're doing system wise. Cause obviously we run a lot of systems. So there's usually 90% of the time a spot that we're supposed to be in. If we're not there, bad things can happen. So maybe that a little bit, or I could think about it a little more because I've never been asked that question. So maybe I can think about it and try to give you a better answer, but off the top of my head, that's all I got.
Awesome. Well, you're playing who? St. Thomas tonight?
Correct.
St. Thomas tonight. Good luck. I hope you score a couple more goals and kick those Tommy's ass because this is like the last time.
Probably the last time
they're going to be
play 'em, yeah.
in Winona. So
yeah.
And thanks so much. This has been great.
Awesome. Thank you guys.